This is voiceover rain interrupting the show. So, for some reason, I decided to not film most of the first day that I did this painting, and I highly regret it now. For someone who wanted to document her progress, I truly suck at doing so. But I assure you, it will get better as we go along. Anyway, here are some progress photos to hopefully make up for the lack of footage. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is where I stopped yesterday. I got most of it done except for these two cup statues on top of the posts. So I have to do that today. And also this part right here, I'm not loving. It looks messy. I really don't know what's going on. Looks flat. So I have to redo that, add a little bit of depth. And yeah, add more details. Rocks, flowers maybe. And then we're all done. Hello, everyone. So, this is what I managed to finish yesterday. To be honest with you, I am not a big fan of how it currently looks like. But that's okay. We still carry on. I'm gonna play around with some textures today and see if that fixes everything. Okay. Okay. So this painting was supposed to be done. It was done. I had it done. I already signed it and everything. Hi. So I already signed it and everything, but the more I look at it, the more I'm not satisfied with it. So I decided to give it another go, and this is where I'm going to stop. I like it better now than I did the last time.
And it's me, Asha!
And yes, it's Asher, my nephew. Hello. And also, I got this from the mail today. Burnt sienna. The beginner set that I got from Amazon didn't have burnt sienna in it, so I figured it's about time to get one. And now I do. I have burnt sienna. I decided to erase the nose and mouth because I can't get it right. So I'm gonna try to finish everything today, and then that's it. Hello, good morning. Here we are. Hello, Asher. He's here again. So I thought I was gonna be done with this painting yesterday, but nope. I thought wrong. I actually lost count of how many times I redid the nose and the mouth. It's finally in a acceptable place. Now it's decent, it's not horrible. Hopefully I don't mess it up as I do more adjustments and
I'm here again. I've got chickens and the car.
details. looks like this video does not only feature my first time doing an oil painting, it also features the first time that I'm gonna be talking in front of the camera like this. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's a little weird, but I'm fine. I'm here to talk about what I just did, all of the paintings that I produced this past days. So basically just the observations I have while painting, what I like about my outputs, what I don't like about them, and what I will improve for next time. So first, I want to talk about the exercises that I did. With this painting, I followed the tutorial that Paint Coach posted. Basically, he just narrowed everything down to shapes, and then he explained how important values are to get the shadows and the highlights right, and then you can go from there. You can add color and you can add details. Basically, when you get the values correct, everything else will follow. So that's what I did with this exercise. And then I also followed another one of his exercises, and it's the apple one. He narrowed everything down to shapes and then values, and then you can add color and details after that. And then after I did the exercises from Paint Coach, I decided to do an oil painting of my eye. So I took a photo of my own eye and I tried copying it. I showed it to my sister and she said, "Oh, that's your eye." And yeah, she's right, it is. I love how it turned out, which is why I gained confidence to start painting on the canvas panels that I bought. This is the first output that I'm going to be talking about, and I'm also going to be posting up the reference photo that I used for this painting. And so obviously I didn't follow the reference photo like spot on. I just followed the photo loosely and I added my own elements. I followed what I learned from the exercises that I did, narrow it down to shapes and then add values, and then color and detail will follow. And I think it works pretty good. I think it looks like a garden. And I feel like with painting botanicals, especially with the impressionist style, I think it's one of the easiest, actually, in my opinion, because you can be free with your brush strokes, and plants will still easily come across as plants. There are less distortions as compared to like painting more structured subjects. So I feel like with this, although some of the plants are made up, it still looks good. It still looks like a garden. It still looks like plants. So I'm not very positive that all of these plants exists in real life, but hey, it's called the Garden of Impossibilities for a reason. It's not everything here exists in real life, and that's okay. It's fantasy. The part that I struggled with the most in this painting are these two, I don't know what to call them, these ornaments, the cups on top of the posts. I just blurred them out. I blurred them out because I can't get them right. But I don't think it looks that bad. I think it still blends with the impressionist style of the painting, and I think overall it looks really good. I'm really proud of this botanical painting that I did, and considering that it's the first like major oil painting that I did, it's not bad. It looks beautiful. Okay, So the next painting that I did is this bell tower of Manila Cathedral. So I chose this subject because obviously I'm from the Philippines and I love Intramuros. I've lived there for a few years, and one of my favorite places to go to is Manila Cathedral. I love like the buzz around it, and I love the architecture. So I felt like painting it with oil. So this is the output. So let me just tell you, with painting in general, it's important to get the perspective and the proportions right. But especially with painting architecture, I feel like it's a lot easier to notice when something's off compared with like painting botanicals. So with this painting, I did notice some distortions while I was painting, and I was able to fix some of them, but some distortions I didn't catch right away. I only did when I faced my painting in front of the mirror. And I recommend doing that because it's a lot easier to spot distortions when you face your painting in front of the mirror or your sketch. You'll see that there are distortions and you'll be able to fix it like very early on. With this painting, I saw that the top part of the tower is leaning a bit towards this direction, but anyway, it doesn't look too bad. And of course, the tower is a lot narrower than how it should be. Although it doesn't look that bad when you look at it by itself, but when you put it next to the reference photo, you will really see the distortion. You will really see how much narrower it is. But yeah, I can forgive that. It's okay. This painting I read it a lot of times because when I was done painting it for the first time, it reminded me so much of my acrylic paintings. Well, of my acrylic paintings of buildings specifically, buildings in Intramuros. And although it's not that bad, it doesn't look bad at all. It's just also not the style that I was going for. Wanted I wanted to paint in an impressionist style, you know, where brush strokes were much bigger. It's much more intentional rather than smaller and more repetitive brush strokes, like how I would paint when I would paint with acrylic. So yeah, I was going for the impressionistic style, and the first time that I did this painting, it wasn't impressionist enough for me. So I went over it one more time and I like it better now. And last but not the least, I decided to paint a portrait of Nicholas Galitzine. And this guy is my crush. He has been ever since I watched him in Cinderella last year. I wanted to paint that face so badly. So badly. So I decided to use his photo and I painted it. Now, before you say anything, I know. I know this portrait does not look anything like Nicholas Galitzine. But it still looks like a human being. Yeah, and I'll take that any day. I know from the very start that it would not look like Nicholas, and I'm actually okay with that. I'm okay with that. I just wanted it to look acceptable. So anyway, portraits, they intimidate me so much. That's why I don't paint portraits very often. This is my first time painting a portrait in oil, and only the second time that I've painted a portrait like overall. The first one being a self-portrait. I painted that with acrylic, and I also have a video for that, so you can check it out. So, you know, being that portraits intimidate me so much, I will still pat myself on the back for this output. I love it. I love it. Even if it doesn't look like Nicholas. I struggled with the nose and the mouth area. I lost count of how much I repainted them. And I knew that I didn't get them right when I sketched it out. But I was like, well, I can just correct them. I can just correct them while I'm painting. And though that's possible, you can do that. You can correct your sketch while you're painting. Well, it's just gonna be a lot easier if you just sketch it correctly. You just go and get it right the first time. It'll save you a lot of time. And I love that it looks very impressionistic. The brushstrokes are very bold. It's very visible, just like how I wanted them to be. There's always something to improve, but other than that, I am very pleased and I love this portrait so much. Actually, overall, this is my favorite painting out of everything that I did, just because it's the most intimidating for me and I didn't do a bad job. I love this painting. It's not Nicholas, I know, but he still looks like Nicholas to me. And that is all for my oil painting saga. I really enjoyed this process so much. I feel like I've learned a lot and I'm just so excited to do more oil paintings. Now, if you're someone who wants to try oil painting for the first time or just painting in general or any other skill really, if you're a beginner and you want to try something out for the first time, a few words from a beginner to another. Just go for it. Just go for it. It's better to try and fail than to not try at all. And even if you fail, even if you don't like your output, it's okay. There's value in that because you did something new and you gained experience. So I'll leave you with the words of Vincent Van Gogh. I hope I pronounced it right. He said, "If you hear a voice within you say you cannot paint, then by all means, paint, and that voice will be silenced." Bye!